Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Vital to the future of you. Vital with you. Your future, my future. Vital to all of our future. My first thing I have to say that's very important is I very much like salt and vinegar flavored crisps. I haven't had these since I was a kid, right? They just came to Israel. My wife got me 3 packets. I had this is my third one. It's like a week. So anyway, I thought I had a little snack before I start. I was a bit peckish. But then I didn't want to stop because that's how much I like them. I like them a lot. But anyway, yeah. So I'm very, very grateful there. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all. I hope you're well. I hope I didn't just get coffee on myself. This coffee is called vanilla custard pie. Tastes like coffee. It basically tastes like coffee. Yeah. So anyway, I had a bunch of interesting thoughts in the last few minutes. Well, let me try and get back to where that started. It was firstly, I really think there should be a Mark Gatiss Dan Dare TV show, right? I think he would be absolutely perfect. Maybe starring Matt Smith. Wouldn't that be good casting? Because I really think and it's got to be like Pilot of the Future, and for some reason he's a World War II pilot, and the Spitfires in space. That basic thing. He's just about and have Mark Gatiss be Sir Hubert, right? Also, yeah, I think he's about right for that. And I've got a big budget series. I think that'll do well. Then I think to myself, I'm surprised. Of all the things they keep like rechurning, rebooting, there's some stuff I'm amazed they haven't touched for a long time, like Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers, right? Buck Rogers seems very because there's 2 versions of it essentially. You got the Buster Crabbe version where I think he gets caught in a mine shaft with a gas leak or something like that, and that's how he gets trapped in the future. Well, of course, we grew up in the 80s with a Gil Gerard version where he's on a space. He's on a spaceship. It was a comic book. Let's look up the comic book. 1 second. Buck Rogers in the 25th century, not Duck Dodgers in the 25th century. Let's have a look, see what it says. We're going to go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia would know. No, this is the movie. I want to see. It's just giving me the Gil Gerard version. That's crazy. How can that be? What? How can that be? Like I don't know. Buck Rogers goes back before them. There's got to be another link. That makes no sense. Buck Rogers didn't start with Gil Bloody Gerard. Okay, that's just weird. Okay, link comic strips. Let's look at the 1929 one. Okay. I don't know. It's got Mongo in it as well. I don't understand. How did Buck Rogers have Mongo? I thought Ming. That seems weird. It seems like it's confused with Flash Gordon. Okay, so anyway, so that led me to think I've been wanting to show you this thing for ages. I want to find a digital version of it, but I was thinking this is how one would do one of those classic shows, like again Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon, if they'll do it today. But this is called the Authorities by is this Mark Miller and Brian Hitch? Who is it again? It's definitely Brian Hitch. Brian Hitch is the artist. Brian Hitch, you might know his name. He did some of the design work on Doctor Who, Iron Man. The Russell T Davies Cybermen were essentially designed by him. His work's very distinctive. Warren Ellis, of course. Warren Ellis wrote this. I think it was towards the end, right? You got this. Oh, is it over here? You got this beautiful oh yeah. There's like 1930s style spaceship, but like done close up. Let me find it for you. It's really impressive. So there you go. And then we've got to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with how much was. Oh, come on, that was really there. Where is it? Oh, I just like this was, I think, one of the first comics that used like Photoshop effects. And it was like so revolutionary at this time. Here, look. I just demonstrate for you, like that sort of stuff. They did it to great effect, and then he started seeing it on like things like X-Men, but this was really cutting edge at the time. And quite right, it's very good. But where there's this beautiful splash page of like the 1920s rocket ship, 1920s, 1930s rocket ship, just rendered as if it was done as a like a modern day movie, and it's breathtaking. Oh, where is it? Come on! I think it was towards the end. Was it towards the end? Okay, I'm getting towards the end, so I'm like, okay, now I'm nearly at the end. Oh man, it's gonna be really. If I can't find this, it's gonna be really annoying. Okay, because at this point, it's me thumbing through a comic desperately trying to find something to show you. Loses interest. You know, like I don't think I can jump. I don't think I can tap dance this for much longer. Okay, I think I have to actually put up or shut up. Where the hell is it? It's over here. Okay, I'm going back in. I'm going back from the beginning. This is the last pass through, but I thought it was over here with this bit. Hang on. Oh man, but look at this. This is just gorgeous. Yeah, look. See, this is why I got this oversized version. You can see, I just look at the artwork slowly, and that this is a spaceship going into a building, just like the detail and this is Brian Hitch when he's really at his. I think this was his best work, absolutely the best work. Yeah, it was kind of like this is, like these British soldiers on rocket sleds. So I thought it was around here somewhere, right? I thought the thing I wanted was around here, but no, this is all nighttime. It was daytime. The thing I was thinking of. Wow, I'll show you that. That's awesome. That splash page. That's just gorgeous. That is so nice. Oh man. Oh, so I have some comic news as well because if you've been watching my videos, you realize I forgot to write those new pages for. Oh, found it. Yes. At last. That's what I'm talking about. Something along these lines, like something with that design aesthetic, but still looking flyable, right? I think they've seen if they have any more. I thought they had a better close up. Maybe it was bigger in my head, in my imagination, in my reading of it. Anything else? Let me see. Is there another one? No. Okay, one second. Let me just go to the next issue to see if that's how they start each part. Could be. Don't know. We'll find out in a second. Doesn't look like it. Man, I remember that being bigger in my head. In my memory, it was much bigger. That's really bizarre. That's really strange. Well, okay, there you go. But yeah, that's the way you would do such a thing. I would think, and it's really right. I mean, don't try and modernize it, which is what they did in the 80s with it. No, I mean that's not true. In the 80s, they modernized it in certain ways, but they kept all that whole design aesthetic for. But they camped it up a bit much. I mean. Keep that design aesthetic, but make it like a culture that's spacefaring would build that, right? That would be fascinating, right? When you get those old style rocket ships that go and they fly around. And that essentially that would be fun. That would be fun. I was like, but the thought started with I thought we need a Mark Gatiss Dan Dare series, right? That would be fantastic. That really would be fantastic. In fact, if I ever was to write a Dan Dare type thing, I have never thought about it. That would be my template. what would be the Mark Gaddis Down There TV show? And that's what I would do. Anyway, so I've got these 5 pages I've written. I'm gonna take you through them. They're really fun 5 pages. I got to write them up, and I got to find a ton of reference material because there's like all this like geeky stuff I'm putting in there. So which he won't know, but he's very good at me saying, "Yeah, here's a picture. Could you do it like that?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem," and he does it. Yeah, more often than that, it works. Okay, fine. Let me get to that. TARDIS time. How are you, sir? Ecky Thump. So much diversity, Chibnall. If only you could be less straight, white, and male, like you tell us not to be. No, you don't sound. He is not normally being a straight white male. Very bad. Very, very, very bad. But if you're a straight white man in a position of power, telling people the truth about diversity, right? If you're doing that, you're the highest level possible, right? Because then you are in an industry where you know the shame of being a straight white man, where you're more rainbow coalition of friends wouldn't know that shame. Only you know that shame, right? So that makes you the one who suffered the most. That makes you put you on the top of the progressive stack. That's how he sees himself. I guarantee you. I guarantee that's how he sees himself. Queen Charlotte, how are you? Did I send you the? Yeah, I did send you the. What was it? The Expanse. I think you wanted the Expanse. Somebody said, "Can you send me?" I think it was you, right? And did I send it to you? If I didn't send it to you, please email me because I have it ready. This review. This is purely. Is it cost-cutting exercise? I think we're going to see quite a bit of this. This is a somewhat of a political maneuver. It's a bunch of things, but it helps the BBC because it takes away something people like, and they're going to be able to blame the government, which they don't like, right? It doesn't matter if it's anything to do with them or not, but that's the narrative. The trouble I think they're going to run into is nobody believes them. It's like, when all these like billionaire music stars were confessing when Napster arrived. Do you remember? If you're old enough, do you remember Napster? Right. So it was the first like peer-to-peer. It was basically the first time you could download, you could share stuff, and then people just shared music. But you didn't have to buy anything ever again. It destroyed the music industry until Apple came along and said, "Yeah, we're going to, those like gouging practices. We're going to making you pay like $20, which in those days was more like $30, $40 for it was more like $40 for a CD, right? That's about how much it like bit out. Yeah, 40, 50 maybe. Yeah, they were getting crazy expensive for a CD. And then all of a sudden you got them like for $10. And people started paying for it again, right? It was a $1 thing, but there was a thing called Napster, which the first like sharing thing. It was before even LimeWire, and it was a real leveler, right? It was a real leveler. Chris Solar, how are you? Hello, who was that? PD Rich, how are you, sir? Oh, PD, was it you? I think you sent me gold. We're going to be looking at it soon. It turns out they Google before they hired their head of diversity, they really should have Googled him, right? They really should have Googled him. Maybe the people at Google know more than we do, and they use Bing. I don't know what to tell you. But they didn't know about this bloke, or maybe they did, and they were just tone deaf and they didn't understand. How are we doing? Let me see. Green Charlotte, I think. Okay, we're moving along. We are moving along. I'm catching up. I am only 10 minutes behind right now. Goodness, we're 5 minutes in. I haven't mentioned the indicator. Well, getting there. That's going to be a major feature. It's going to happen because I had a really good idea. Buck Rogers, there you go. See, Peter Rich is like my responsible adult. Derek McManus, how are you, sir? Yes, hit the like button. That's really good. Comment, that's great. Thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. But if you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube gets funky with my subscribers. They get jiggy with it. They get jiggy with it, baby. But it's okay. I don't mind. It's how we roll. It's weird. I had out the blue. This is so weird, man. I had a phone call today from this friend of mine. Okay, so I was in rabbinical seminary with him. Like we weren't brought up religious. We became religious together. We used to play Monopoly a lot. Anyway, so then I ended up living in Miami, and so did he, and we saw each other now and then. Anyway, so one year, just after I moved to Israel, it was like 2000. It was like 2006, right? I moved in 2005. He got divorced, and it was so weird because I had no clue. No, they seemed like a totally happy marriage. No, they both were like, yeah, no, what it was is they both became religious. And when you become religious, you have to like get married, right? Basically, getting married is like graduating. And I think they felt pressure to get married, and they ultimately weren't right for each other, and they moved on. So after that, I heard he wasn't religious anymore, right? So, but yeah, he's still my friend. It's like, I don't want to be judgmental. So yeah, we talk. I talked to him like I haven't spoken to him like I don't know 8 years. It was like a long time, I was in the middle of recording my review, which is I had to record it in 3 parts of Our Time 2, which is The Gates of Hell. It's not bad. Fair. If you want my quick review, fair. Mostly harmless, mostly harmless. That's basically what it is. I'll talk about it more in a minute. But I was recording that review, and he called me. He just phoned me out the blue. He's a nurse. He's living in Miami still. But it's nice. It was right. It was shorted for a half hour. It was like just weird. It's weird because I think the end of the day is coming, baby, and everything weird that happens, I go, what? I just think everything is being a puzzle piece on the board, but everything is being aligned and moved into the right position and time for the right moment for something to happen. I don't know what it is, but I'm like watching this puzzle. Like, if you ever seen the movie Signs, which I really like it, I think it's M. Night Shyamalan and what's he called again? Mel Gibson's last one. What's going on upstairs? Hear my dog cry, but other people at home, everything should be fine. Was it M. Night? Yeah, she's fine. Daisy, you're okay. 1 second. Now I'm going to call my. Oh, is she okay? Well, what? Oh, okay, that's no problem. No problem. She was just crying because she had that. No problem. I was going to say, so it was Signs. So I think that it was his last good movie, and it was Mel Gibson's last movie you could watch before he came out. It's like being a little bit, not Jew friendly. I like to think, listen, I want to write it off. Okay, I want to think it was like a drunken moment. And it's like maybe he got over. I don't know. I really like Mel Gibson. That's the thing. I think he's a great director. Braveheart's fantastic. I love him in everything, but I can't watch him anymore because But then I'm kind of getting over it. I watched him in Fat Man, which I thought was great. I absolutely love that. But it's the right kind of role for him. But I want to like him. That's the bottom line. I want to like him. Yeah, so I was going to say about how did I get to Mel Gibson? 1 second, let me backtrack. I can't remember. I totally lost my train of thought there. I just saw Jonathan Cox's icon. I went, oh, I got to say hello to Jonathan Cox. What about Buster Crabbe? What about him? Yeah, exactly. That Wikipedia link is weird. Hey, Tracy Thomas. I will probably remember in a couple of minutes what I was talking about. But don't hold your breath. Okay, yeah. If you're writing a book on it, probably not. I might get stop talking about something else. Chris Sola, I've said hello to you. Spec 76, how are you? Stop shouting at me, Rabbi. I'm shouting at everyone. I'm shouting at life, baby. Life's big. Life's big, and I think shouting at it might be a good idea. Might be, although I am louder and more scary than I perhaps appreciate. I really appreciate you, Dipro Salik. How are you? Sheila's stuffing her face with cake. Well, I think that's a good idea. That's probably, that sounds like an Australian porn website where it has young ladies or ladies of all kinds really eating cake in states of undress. Okay, that's why if I had to guess what Sheila's stuffing her face with cake.com would be, I would say it's that. Nobody, please, I beseech thee, I beseech all of thee, do not look up Sheila's stuffing her face with cake.com. Nothing good will come of it. Spec 76, you have enlightened us. Thank you very much. Lonnie Webb is here, and Keely Chow. How are you, sir? Ray, good morning. It's morning for you. It's evening for me. It's 7 o'clock. The sun is still up though. Sun is still up. Sun is still shining. It's going to come down about next hour, I would have thought. It just jumped. And I think no, I didn't miss anybody until the end. It's right there. Smash the like button, says Lonnie Webb. Lonnie Webb is white. Lonnie Webb, what about? Hi, good sir. How are you? What about? And we're up to date. Fine. So yeah, my Indiegogo. So I'm going to show you something different from what I normally show you, because we're going to get new things coming. Right, something new is coming because I totally forgot about this. Okay, this is really bad. I have the print file ready to go of all the books. I'm like, yeah, I've just ready to submit it. I was going over the specs the other day. With the printer, everything's ready to rock and roll, baby. Yes, the minute I close, I went boom, ready to go. Then I thought, oh wait a minute, I'm adding 5 pages in. That means I got to write it. that's step one of getting your adding your 5 pages in. First, you have to write it, right? It's amazing how many normies don't realize that comic books have writers. They're like, oh, sorry, that's the wrong button. I was going to share this one. It's amazing how many normies are like, what? People write comics? Like, well, how do they get made? You know, like, how does it happen without somebody writing it? Okay, so how they I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. Basically. Here's where we're going to insert it. I want to go. So first we start off with a bit of prisoner action because it's very 60s, and I think the prisoner is pure 1960s. And they all, I love it. They all hum their theme to that. Anyway, and then James Bond comes out, you little son, I've got your number. So I've got your number. So then, okay, this is where we're going to cut it, right? We're going to have this page there. We have James Bond. He's driving along. He said, oh, you're such a naughty boy. He says, I think there's a line I missed. You're such a naughty boy. Not to worry, my dear. I'm sure he's just taken, not stirred. And he's with 3 young ladies. One young lady is going to relieve him, I think. We have a bit. Yeah, that gives you. So I'm thinking we're going to make this into 2 panels. Get rid of this blank panel, which comes out because then he have goes to blank, comes out to time jump, and it's the next morning and somebody's dead. It's like, yeah. So I think we're going to insert it right here. Okay. So here's the story. Right. Here's the script. As they drive by, we're going to get. Is going to drive by a Box of Delights, Patrick Troughton, right? Patrick Troughton books are like big fluffy beard and unkempt hair and like hobo kind of look like that. And he's walking along. Maybe in the background, as Bond drives by, there'll be Adam Adamant going whoa as being at the speed of Mr. Bond, right? So as they drive off, so then he looks down and he looks himself he looks at a puddle and looks at himself and said, oh, I'm looking kind of unkempt, and then so he lifts his hands up and he regenerates. He regenerates into Patrick Troughton, right? So that explains how he looks like that. And then there's a shadow comes over and they look up. And then there's going to be, and so that's page 1 is when he regenerates. Page 2 is a shadow comes over and he looks up, and then there'll be basically a splash page from a lower angle, looking up at the sky. We see a huge thunderbird fly over the head of London, like that sort of thing. And then, so page 3 and 4 will be a splash page, and there'll be like Thunderbird 1 and Thunderbird 2, from above, like, but I'm going to call them firebrands, but they're essentially Thunderbirds, flying overhead, and over London. So I think I might even take that image and use it as a poster, and I'll be able to add images of the characters to that. So they're flying around. So then, the Patrick Troughton is shambles along the Soho, was it Denmark Street, I think, to get to where you get to Soho Square, and he sits down there, he sits down, and he rummages in his pocket. He has this little gabbins to work out where he's going. He goes and sits down. And he rummages in the pocket, and he pulls out, and you see like a close-up of his finger. He's got a little tab of acid, right? Doctor's got a bit of tab of acid, a close-up of it going on his tongue. I'm not sure what to do on the tab, though, right? I might do, like what do I do? A police box? I mean, there's all kinds of things we could do. That's maybe a question mark. I don't know. So then, tab acid, then close up of his eye, then the pupil dilate, and then you have a panel, and it goes to black like this, and then boom, you straighten him back here, and it transitions the same way. So that's the extra 5 pages, right? If the campaign made more money, we're going to do things like visit Tracy Island, which I wanted to have as like some dodgy BBC-esque. How can I say this? It's very hard to say this on YouTube. Person who has a proclivity for children. Okay, I think that's all I can say there, right? BBC did seem to harbour them. And there seemed to be a lot of them in public life around. I thought it was a bit strange. Anyway. So I want to have like the Tracy, Tracy basically being a ring of people who share people. So I was going to have I was going to have the Black Slab from 2009 go from place to place visiting people, like kind of just setting the scene so you see more. Oh, also I wanted to have when the Doctor's going to Sloane Square. I want to have a lonely walk as he walks away from me. I want to have a lonely walking to you, lonely from Callan. So there you go. That's the extra 5 pages added in. Let me show you. I got to open this up. We'll have a quick look. We'll have a gander. So I'm thinking I got these really quite nice character studies that Dominic did in of each of the characters. So maybe after he does it, like Thunderbirds fly over page, right? And I kind of like this. It's like different enough. This like kind of helps me. But take these and then overlay them at the bottom with the Imperium logo, defending the 1960s, some Schletzry on reality, and then but I with the Thunderbird, adjusting 360s. That'll be really. And also it seems like it'd be a nice, cool piece of artwork. I might actually. If I do that, I might colorize it as well, or like just add a subtle tone of color. But yeah, the Envoy, sentient, extra-dimensional, possible seeder of humanity, motivators oblique, astronaut. This is my favorite character, the astronaut. He's actually the most capable person. Intrepid, or actually, the James Bond is. First contact throws feces, not species. So that'll be a nice fun poster. So anyway, I have to write that up, but first I got to type it up, which is trickier than you think. And then I got to CK Charlie says Thunderbirds. I go. That's what I would have Mr. Tracy say. as he ejaculates into whatever he's doing at the time, into a young admirer, shall we say? FAB, yes, there we go. Yes, that's exactly what he would say. So be thankful we didn't raise more money, because I was going to have Torchy the battery boy hiding in a closet, waiting to be taken out and abused by Tasty. But you'll never get that once. Listen, what other stretch goals do we have? Basically, I'm like about $400-500 away from reaching $8,000. Once I reach $8,000, I'm adding a bunch of extra stuff in. Patrick Troughton playing the Duke of Norfolk in The Six Wives of Henry. And also Sister Donald Pleasant. Okay, Donald Pleasant is disturbingly strange. Or was his daughter? Who knows? Torture the battery, yes, exactly. Exactly. T-Birds are exactly. See, that's exactly. And I want to have like a disgraced Tracy brother that's got his own like Earthstats Thunderbird, right? That's who's not into that. That's why he's the disgraced one. This book is a lot of fun. If I ever do like I got the 2 sequels mapped out. I was going to do one with Leo McKern's number 2 as a villain, calling him the free man. So be him and the white bull, basically, and little butler as the villains. And I'll tie it into the 6-Day War in Israel. And have it all about resurrecting zombies from the dawn of Egypt. So anyway, so it's going to be it's quite a cool process. But here, the good thing is so this is how I write a script. I like put the little thumbnail in of how I imagine the page, right? But the cool thing is, as we do it, we're going to get Dominic's roughs, and basically, I was like, each one, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great, perfect, that's exactly what I said, 100%, nailed it. But sometimes we have to go back and forth like a bunch of times. This one, what was going on with this one? Can't remember, but you get the script in it. Also, you get the commentary on it and Dominic's Russ. But we'll be looking at as he brings us the pages. There's one page. Yes, it. The Doctor Who Emma Peel scene. The Doctor Who Emma Peel love scene. We had to tone it down. So this is basically how it was. I'll show you the finished page. By the way, all these pages are for sale, right? I mean, like, let me show you later. If you're a Prisoner fan, I'm telling you, if anybody can get me in touch with if you have me on and talk about this, I'll give you this page. I have the original artwork, like right here. You're welcome to it, right? But all this stuff's for sale. But what's this page? I love this page. It's crazy. There's a few good pages here. This is a good one. So, how can I explain the scene? There's an invading entity that's creating a dawn of the age of Aquarius, leading Emma Peel and Doctor Who into a lovemaking tryst. But them being strange people, it's not quite as you imagine. It's more she's been riding him as a hobby horse, and he seemed to really enjoy that, right? Because I think Patrick Troughton's Doctor, especially if he gets sexual, it's got to be kind of weird. Just want to say, awesome page. This is nobody gets toilet paper like Dominic. I love that with it. So this immediately grabs it. Goes, where is it? It's the next page. What was it? We go bloop bloop bloop. Yeah, so it goes ooh bloop bloop, and then he's looking through the toilet roll as James Bond walks in, and everything's written around that. Again, all this artwork for sale. I mean, all the pages are good, but yeah, like that prison page is awesome. Look at these pages. Is that yeah? This one's not even a premium page. This is like 100. What's it? $150, $200. It's like, and it's just awesome original artwork. Or like, who wouldn't want this on their wall? Like this is a weird explanation you're gonna have to give. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, lots of monkey dragging dead bodies, that sort of thing. Yeah, the crossover you never thought you wanted to happen. So there you go. One second. So we'll do doink, and then we'll go over here. Share screen. What screen do you want to share with you? I'll share the screen. Okay, so go check my Indiegogo. Stream is presented by Wolf Vision. Yeah, indeed, sir. That's what powers me, baby. That's what powers me. Yeah, one second. Now I've lost the screen where I control this. Oh, here it is. Very good. Go check out my Indiegogo. So you get both these books, biblical, for atheists, Christians, rationalists, and rogues, and the Imperium that we're talking about. So, and also these fantastic extras. Of course, you get noble savages. I tell you, this I like. It gets better the more I look at it. See, this is a little bit. How can I explain it? It's not entirely photorealistic. Let's be honest. The lovely Leela, a little bit more buxom here. I would love to see Louise Jameson. Here's the thing. It's face looking at this, right? I would love, I think she'll just laugh, but I don't know if she'll be very offended. I'd love to show Nicola Bryant her one as well, but I don't know if they'll be very offended. So yeah, and you know what? It's worth not finding out. It's worth it. But I just think this is augmented to perfection. This is the Leela of my dreams, which is so much better than the reality, I think. And don't get me wrong, Louise Jameson, one of the most beautiful women in the world. I'm just a child of the 80s. What can I say? I like Perry because I like Perry because I like Perry. That's why I put everything. And of course, the wonderful Ragga Welsh. I don't know the character's name. Somebody told me once. I forgot. So yeah, lovely piece of artwork. Absolutely gorgeous piece of artwork, that one. For the male gaze, this is the first one we did. I love the movement in there. Keep the British end up. Party like it's 1999. I was watching, what was it? The Metamorph the other night. I was thinking, I mean, it's not good. But it's not bad. I mean, it wasn't noticeably worse than Space 99 beforehand. It was weird. Suddenly you got Tony, and they're in another room, and there's nothing but what? Why? Okay, whatever. Okay, you just and all of a sudden you go from the very static titles where ba ba da da, and you very slowly. What's his name? Turns. Now in the new one, he's sitting at this. Suddenly he gets up. He's got his gun. It's like the red alert. I was like, whoa, calm down. Just calm the hell down, Freddy Freiberger. Relax. It was better before. But anyway, other than that, one bad bit. Catherine Show. Hey, Party Like It's 1999. Don't even think it's Citizen. Oh, wait, one second. Yeah. Don't even think it's Citizen. Again, perfection. I don't know what that is. It's the best Judge Anderson since Brian Boland. I mean, it just is. I'm sorry. It's a very good job. That's what we call it. A very good job. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. I agree. Me too. You know who else agrees? No hanky panky in the TARDIS. Again. It's as if my libido has escaped, right? Has escaped and and it was suddenly breathed into human form. And suddenly a lot of people go, yeah, I got that same one. Yeah, so yeah, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. No hanky panky in the TARDIS. No hanky panky in the TARDIS. I think there probably will be if I was there, which I am right now in my head. I am definitely there in my head. Where else am I? Yeah, I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. See, I like that she's kind of pissed off. I imagine that she keeps that kind of look going during, lovemaking. That would be my guess. I think T'Pol gets crazy. I think T'Pol gets, but I think she kind of. Okay, here's the thing. I think Wolf is a little bit of a sub, okay? I think Wolf is a bit of a bottom, right? Because he's a tough guy, and I can see him like getting off on that. And I think she could be a bit of a dom, right? I think she could be a bit of a dom, which makes me think Riker, right? I think Riker's up for anything, quite frankly. Riker will be like, yeah, okay, that's what you're into. I'm cool, baby. And whatever it may be. You want one finger up my ass? No problem. That's the kind of guy I think Riker is. Well, I think Wolf kind of gets off on being a bit of a cuck, right? Yeah, it's and I think she would enjoy him getting off on that. I think she would role play nicely into that. Is my guess. You use your own imaginations. But fortunately, because you have me here, you don't have to completely use your imagination. This is something we've all been imagining for many years, but never quite as wonderfully. The Force is female. The Force is very much female. Again, it's very, very accurate and realistic. However, so much better. It's better than life. Is that right, Jabba? Sure. Yes, Jabba agrees with you. Been Fortuna still not interested? No, I'm not into the girls. I get it. But wait, what's that? So to speak, Crumb's getting ready to get crazy, baby. And sliding at itself. Principally going, I hope that so to speak Crumb is gonna get crazy, baby. Yes, I do. I really like being in this weird little shagging pad overlooking Jabba's castle. So yeah, that's a little narrative going there. These are called all postcards. You can mail them to the vicar. You can mail them to a nunnery, and I think it'll all be fine. You also get this A2 poster. When we hit $8,000, everybody's getting this A2 poster. By the way, Noble Savages, A2 poster, baby. A2 poster when we hit $8,000. But right now it's a pin-up. But either way, looking good. This one, Bohemian Time and Space. You can add this one on. That says what, $2 or $3 is the Eyes Have It. And we have Great Balls of Fire. What's going to be reverse the polarity of neutron flow, but it wouldn't fit into the little box that the Indigo gave me to name the perk. And finally, we spent many moons trying to get this right. It is Forever Young. The Fourth Doctor, Sarah Jane, they just stayed together forever. He ignored the summons from Gallifrey, or he took her with her, and they kept on adventuring. She grew old, he grew old with her. Why not? It wouldn't be rude not to, I think he would say. So, just kind of a lovely poster. And I'm quite fond of. I am quite. Again, it took us quite some time to get there. Still, however, this one we came to instantly, which goes to show us. Dominic and I, we do see eye to eye on quite a few many things. Fine. Let's look at the thumbnail. Let's go look at the thumbnail. I like Superman and Lois, by the way. I think it's very good. I really enjoy it. Saw the laser one this week. It's good. We'll look at a bunch of stuff. We're gonna look at a bunch of stuff. Doink. Dun 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 dun. I'm going to show you that. That's awesome. Where is it? Oh, here we are. Good. Shit, screen. So the good reason to look at the thumbnails. So I remember what I want to look at. Okay. Good news. They've cancelled Holby. Apparently because it's not diverse enough. Okay, that's great. Now I'm free to be Doctor Who. Bad news. You're not diverse enough for the BBC in 2021. I'm afraid you're only a black woman. You don't like somebody pissing on your face in public as your sexual orientation because you're not stunning and brave enough to let yourself go. Then I'm afraid you're not woke enough. To which, and then I was putting a Cyberman because we're going to be talking about the Gates of Hell, which has Cybermen on these Cybermen on it, to be precise. Why does Christopher Eccleston want me to be a lady? Because he's a twat. Is the answer. Yeah, I think he's a twat is the right answer. He's not the biggest twat, and I like him as Doctor Who, but he's being a twat about this. I think he's nice about that. Look, everyone's a twat about something, but he's being a twat. That's essentially why. So we'll talk about out of time too. So far, we got that coming out. I think I'm going to drop the full review. Where is it? That's going to come out tomorrow. Out of time too. The Gates of Hell. Very good cover. Very good. Tom Webster cover. Excellent. So I actually have videos recorded, ready to go. Got that one, and also I think we're going to drop this on Saturday. This is going to be my Saturday Doctor Who video. I wasn't sure how this was going to go down, so I prepared two thumbnails. This was the first thumbnail. Hair raising. The rated time rummages in the bottom of the barrel to find anything remote Doctor Who. Yeah, Times had the most inconsequential, stupid article ever. But then I read it, and it turned out to be quite good and quite interesting. So then I amended the thumbnail. Right? The Radio Times rummages in the bottom of the barrel to find anything wrong with Doctor Who and accidentally publishes an interesting story. I found it quite interesting, and I did like the thumbnail with giving the crazy Capaldi hair. Bit of crazy Capaldi. And join me on Saturday, right? Saturday is when I have, I do my, it's at 7 o'clock UK time. We do the Saturday show. Saturday. Saturday is normally a some kind of like creator-owned thing day, and with a very attractive person on the thumbnail. I've got to put the name of the cosplayer on the thumbnail. Thought we'll go for a bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme. So yeah, the Saturday show is basically I'm offline for Sabbath. I come back online, and it really is like moments before the show. It's like really moments before the show because Sabbath goes out so late right now. I basically find out what's been going on over the last 24 hours. I check the news, check the geek news, and I have a couple of people to join me. I normally have people who are like working on Indiegogos, or I think next week I got Alex. I can't remember his name. Alex. He's got a different. It's got a different name. He's got a different YouTube name. Anyway, he's right, and they're quite good. These Doctor Who pros, these books you can get, they're good. I would recommend them actually. I'm still reading them, but I'm trying to find them. I think Sabbath when I'll try and plow through them. So it's him. Yeah, so he's on next week. This week we got Pete Gilmore's got a really good book he's got to sign up for, and John Hervey also another good book. This like Oriental kind of like ninja like book. Anyway, but we always have a voluptuous, and I always try and go for as much cleavage as possible. A voluptuous cosplay, and I'm always this finding the right one always takes me forever, right? Because you've got to find the right character that I recognize. And then then you got to find the good cosplayer of it. She's perfect. She was absolutely perfect. Angie Griffin, I think. And I did Photoshop in the whoever it is, the Donatello, whatever it is, behind it. Yes, I would put in another speech bubble saying what how you looking at the pizza, but then I would either have to cover her up or the pizza up. I'm like, no, let's just have her looking the way she's looking, which is very nice. Very good, Angie, whatever your name is. I will add your name on forthwith. Very good. So let's looking at the thing. What are we going to look at first? Should we look? Let's go to Big Finish. There's actually some Big Finish news. We got to do the Neil Gaiman douchebaggery, right? The Neil Gaiman douchebaggery. We got actually a lot of douchebaggery to get to. This is quite exciting. It's a bit of a douchebag central. We'll start with Big Finish, though, because this is quite interesting. Let me see if there's any new news. No, there's no new news. We'll go share screen. Here we go. Share screen. We'll do a bit of Chrome tab action. Because Chrome your tab, baby. Oh, I feel chromed. I feel chromed and tabbed. I never really liked tab, I have to tell you. Big Finish, there's news. I'm surprised. I might be interested in this. I can't tell if this is a doctorless set or not. It's quite an interesting idea, though. Now, you know, we should. They've been talking about who was it? Michael Troughton or David Troughton? Troughton doing Patrick Troughton doing Patrick Troughton in some audio capacity. Now this has happened before. Let me see if I can find it for you. It was in one of the Nest. The Fourth Doctor was in. What's it? Nest. Stolen Nest, Worms Nest, Bird's Nest. I can't remember what it's bloody called now. Is it over here? Here it is. Hornet's Nest. So it's one of these. One of these that he was in. Was it Hexwood Invasion? We could always look it up. Hang on. What's this thing called? Serpent's Crest. Okay, Serpent Crest. I'm sure I got it. So we'll do Troughton, Serpent's Crest. Let's see if that comes up. So one of them, okay. David Troughton. Now, what one's in? Because he does definitely play the second Doctor in it. Oh, just tell me where it is. For God's sake. This is just painful. Okay, so it's the Hexwood Invasion. The Visitor. So let's see if I can find it for you. I'm pretty sure I have this. We've got to avoid playing the intro, the music. What's this one called again? The Hexwood Invasion. Fine. So let me turn the sound to 0. Start playing on this. Okay, now I think I worked it out. Is it playing it? Once it starts playing, then I'll start. Then I'll share it. Then once I'll get to the right point, I'll share it, and we'll be able to. But I'm just getting the Wizzy wheel right now. The Wizzy wheel's going around, so it's trying to work out what's going on. Okay, I think it's playing. Let me just move this forward. Oh, that's the wrong one. Move that forward. Okay. No. Now we got it. We'll go to. That's the one. Turn this up.
The neighbours. But you see, which side of our family incubated?
The way he grins at one sometimes. I know that several of the villagers find him disconcerting.
Or have you known?
No, that's not it.
My predilections, but I think.
I made myself tea. But
May we come in, ma'am? There's rather a lot to discuss, I'm afraid. We can't very well do it on the doorstep now, can we? You never know whose ears are twitching behind the net curtains.
I turned to.
Yeah, Fraser Hines is so much better. Oh, get out of here. I hope they keep using Fraser Hines. Right? Fraser Hines is so much better. Here. Now let's go back to Big Finish. Yeah, I'll find a Fraser Hines trailer for you. Second Doctor Collection. Let's have a quick look. Because what's that one with there was one with there was one with the meddling monk. Like the end's good. I should give that a re-listen. This is the one. So that's there. I played the trailer. Okay, there we go.
It must be this special phenomenon. It's warping space and time.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Doctor Who: The Early Adventures. The Black Hole.
Must be a big spaceship. I mean, all these people. I should think it's more a habitat than a ship. Oh, aye. What are those?
The doctor said it was a spatial phenomenon.
Aye, a big and heavy phenomenon. What are those? By my calculations, it's also very close, within an astronomical unit of where we're standing. I think it's a black hole.
Yeah, that just sounds like exactly like Patrick Troughton to me. I like it that it's Fraser Hines doing both him and Jamie. So I do think that's very cool. Yeah, listen, no disrespect to whoever it is, David Troughton. Who is it? No disrespect to David Troughton. It's just like Fraser Hines is so much better. It's not even close. I mean, it's not even. Oh man, it's really not close at all. So this series sounds really interesting. I have to tell you. After this is the first thing I've been interested in. Now I don't know if this is a Doctor-less series or not. I think it is. I think if it had a Doctor in it, they would have said, but maybe not. It's 50 years since the Doctor first set foot on Peladon in Doctor Who, and the planet awaits adventure once more in 2022. Now, this is not the first time Big Finish has been to Peladon. I think they did one called The Princess of Peladon. I think they've done more than one Peladon story. Yeah, we'll look it up after this. Set in several moments across Peladon's timeline, these four brand new full-cast audio adventures let listeners into the past, present, and future in the mineral-rich planet at from different points of view. That's really clever, right? And this is something Big Finish has really excelled at. As long as they're not going to use an excuse to browbeat you with their politics, right? And I understand. Peladon stories have always been a political allegories, right? There's, you had joining the EU, that was one, and the miners strike. Yeah, no, I understand. But it didn't beat us across the head with it, which is what they do nowadays. And the failure rate is so high with doing political analogies. It's so high now that you've got to I would say do a complete moratorium on it, because you can't put it off, right? You can't do it in a way people will hear you, so it's not working. And if it's just you need to scream it from the rooftops, then it's something to do with you. And I think it's probably what it's to do with it's not it's not really working, right? I mean, look, I want to know how bad is it going to get before people notice it's terrible, because the media is so not telling them. It's like the media is so Pravda-esque now. It's bizarre, but listen, I understand. Yeah, so I understand. They want to scream it from. You need to calm it down, right? You need to calm it down. But the idea of Peladon throughout, different parts of its life cycle, that's really interesting, right? Especially inside a place that experiences as much change as Peladon does, and it does. It holds a place, I think, in most Doctor Who fans' hearts, which I think is something that's their best resource right now. Big Finish, knowing what holds a place in fans' hearts, right? And that's it, because that's what all their releases are based around. I wasn't going to get Unit Nemesis. No way, no. But then they put Tom Baker in it, and Ice Warriors, and I'm like, oh, and Harry Sullivan. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. And I know they got Harry Sullivan and this other Fourth Doctor companion, and they're going in other sets as well. And it's maybe, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to be lectured or not. That's the thing. I just want to tell you, Just tell me up front. Tell me up front if you're going to lecture me, and then yeah, I'll be fine. I'll know not to buy it. Yeah, so let's read it. Journey to Peladon, member world of the Galactic Federation, and home to intrigue and adventure with each passing generation. The toll of industrial exploitation and daily political games is taking its toll on the planet. Oh, shut up! No, yeah, really? It's the Greta Thunberg quartet. Yeah, no, okay. Warning sign number 1. Yeah, that's not happening, baby. That's so not happening. Oh, shame. I wanted to get it. In the box set over, David Tennant returns in the role of King Peladon 50 years after he first appeared in the night. Wait a minute. He's already been Peladon. Wait a second. Wait. There. Prisoner Peladon. I knew he's already played the role again. Shut up. So 50 years already played in 1972. The Curse of Peladon. Various time travelers also turn up across these tales, and some of them are very familiar faces. Okay, so the 4 epic episodes are as follows. I think you're overselling it. All deal by Jonathan Barnes and Robert Valentine. Jonathan Barnes, very good. Robert Valentine, Lizzie Hopefully, I think she's one of the hopeless of the new ones. Let's have a look at her resume. Yeah. I think she's one of the more hopeless of them. Lizzie Hopefully. Oh, she did that one. Yeah, no. I think vaguely competent is how I would describe it. See, this is the trouble Big Finish has right now. They're third generation of writers, which is where they are now. This is their third generation. You had like the Gary Russell, you know, that was like your first generation, and then you have Alan Barnes, okay, but like John Dorney, he's second generation Big Finish, and now they're moving on. You're coming up to a third generation, and they're not as good. And part of the reason is because the people have been elevated because their identity, they've been elevated over their ability. And it's just not terrible, but you've been elevated over it. Like give her a little more time. It's like in the army where you have female combat units in the Israeli army, but oftentimes they have a lower physical requirements. It's like I think if you pushed her the same way you pushed anybody else, you probably would have got a stronger writer. As it is, so she's a weaker writer. Then you got Death of Peladon by Mark Wright, who's okay. He's done mostly Blake 7. Anything else? Let's have a look. That was not great. Wicked Sisters, that was not great. He's mainly done Blake 7. Haven't seen this. Oh, he did Countermeasures. Countermeasures was good. But he's if he did Master of Earth. Did he write Master of Earth? That was a good one. That was Mark Van Kevin Scott. Yeah, whenever he normally works with Kevin Scott. He's okay on his own. I think. And then Tim Foley. Tim Foley is also, he's been around for a while, but he's only really, I think, starting and do Big Finish relatively recently. Yeah, is this let's see how far back he goes. Oh yeah, that's it. He's been around for a fair bit then. I take it back. Okay, so like his resume is mainly Torchwood, and he's graduated onto like which one did he do in this one? Did he do The Golf? The Golf was okay, but again, for some reason they had made it a female colony. Don't know why. Producer Dave Richards said 50 years of Peladon, that's something to celebrate. I love the Peladon stories on TV. They were such a complete storytelling world created by Brian Hayes, full of a galaxy of alien races. It was, if you will, an alien Game of Thrones. Yeah, you're right. Many decades ahead of its time. Yes. Yeah, that's what. Oh, man, you just described the series I want that I'm not getting. Oh, now you've upset me, David Richardson. Why don't you just kick me in the bloody balls? I want that series. I want the game. That sounds brilliant. Oh, now I'm thinking how good that would be. Oh, man, I'm thinking if that's an idea so good, I might have to do it. It's so good. Many decades at a time. So return there in January 2020. We meet King Pelon again, and then journey through the generations to discover what happened to the planet. That sounds interesting. And the alien races and the Galactic Federation. It's a huge tapestry. It's one that features many familiar friends and foe. Oh, are you going to have it all about environmentalism, though? Actor David Troughton added, "It's been a long time since I played King Peladon." No, it's not. What's a long time? Okay, we're seeing when this was. Hang on, there. This came out when? 2009. I guess 12 years. Okay, 12 years. Fair. It's been a long time since I played King Peladon, but it's nice things about the script is there are a lot of elements of who he was. Then in the older man, then carried on sort of characteristics is naivety and basic wanting to be loved by everyone. It was a pleasure to do. Doctor Who Peladon is available on pre-order. Click the box up 25 or download here. Flash sale to celebrate finishes. Return to the Peladon for a limited time. The two previous Peladon available for download. Let's have a look. I'll tell you if it's any good. They're both okay. I mean, listen, for these prices, yeah, the prices are. I mean, this is a full cast drama, but they're okay. They're okay. Let's have a look. Do they have any more blurb about the stories? Yeah. Let's have a quick look. No. Cast. Okay. I don't know. It does sound like a good idea, but I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, so let's have a look at Out of Time 2. This is the one I'm waiting for. That's the one I want. Here we go. Oh, first let's watch the video. Video is freaking awesome. The one they put out the other day, it is freaking awesome. Oh, 1 second. Hang on now.
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome to the Barrière d'Enfer. My name is Joseph Delon. I have lived here since the day of my birth.
See, problem number one, it's got Mark Gatiss in it. I like Mark Gatiss. I think he's great. But I know he's Mark Gatiss. And he was just in the Dalek Universe Volume 1, which was really interesting in that it didn't have any Daleks in it at all. You know, I mean, they should have said not Dalek Universe. I think it would have been slightly more accurate. Well, did they even have any Varga plants in it? I tell you, it's not the best in the Dalek Empire world.
Joseph Delon. This is the old toll house in the Barrière d'Enfer. I'm here on top secret business. I was wondering if I could use your underground base. Something brought me here, specifically to this place, the Barrière d'Enfer. An anomaly, a pothole in the fabric of space-time, maybe a paradox.
The gates of hell. As names go, it's a little on the nose.
Okay, so this is my gripe number two. Gripe number two. This character you find out in the first 30 seconds is a time agent who meets up with Peter Davison's doctor, who's essentially, she's exactly the same as Captain Jack. right? Exactly the same. So which makes you think, why don't use Captain Jack? Well, like, you could have organically. I mean, if they did, they'll probably have to re-record it with somebody else now. They have to shelve the other release, didn't they? Maybe that did happen. You know, right? I mean, maybe that did go down. Who knows, or dares to dream? But anyway, this is basically Captain Jack, and it's just like, it would have been so much better. And it just, who knows why they missed the opportunity. But I guess if they'd taken it, they probably would have had to shelve it.
I mean, a tunnel full of skulls? Kind of ghoulish, don't you think?
In the Barrière d'Enfer, the dead protecting the living. Don't you just love that story?
Yeah, and the other thing about this is, I want it back because I want to hear these cyber voices. The other thing is, it very much hinges on how much you like French history. If French history is saying that you are like, oh yeah, bit more of that, then it's up for you. If it's not, then you'll be like, yeah, okay, this is kind of vaguely interesting for some reason. Why can't we set this in London? Already, like, okay, whatever.
We have been expecting you, Doctor. We have been expecting you for some time.
Yeah, the cyber voice is freaking perfect. They're obviously Nick Briggs, but the cyber voices are just absolutely top notch. Love it.
What is it? That is a cyborg from the distant future, and it's here to turn you into its slave and accomplice in wiping out the human race. It's free, he's not. We need to distract him. Lead him away from the others, or it'll be a massacre.
So it's a lightning strikes twice for fans of Davison and Tennant in this time crash reunion. Both the characters and the actors are are obviously delighted to be hanging out with each other, right? I mean, you do have like Peter Davison's Doctor clearly likes David Tennant's Doctor, and David Tennant's Doctor is a bit of a fanboy to Peter Davison's Doctor. So like, there's a bit where he goes into Peter Davison's TARDIS, and he like fans out. He's like, "Oh man, look, roundels, yeah, love it." Isn't it a bit white though? A bit Spartan, which is kind of fun. So, look, they're a bit powy, but that's a fair comment. It was fun. It was a fun, engaging adventure that moves at great pace. Alon's indeed. It does, but the script is it's too complex, really, to comfortably squeeze it into an hour, right? There's too many plot points. And I think it would have been better as a 2-disc release anyway. I think that's exactly what I thought about the first one, that it should have been a 2-disc release. As you wanted it to breathe a little bit more, right? The idea that you want to spend more time with it, especially this one, because the plot is very dense, and you do move around in time zones a lot. It's hard to keep up where you are. If they split it over 2 discs, it would have been a lot better, like a lot better. The Gizzo has a feel of a holiday special. Yeah. It does feel like not a Christmas special, but a bank holiday special, right? It really does. Yeah. Hugely entertaining and full of sparkling doctory interaction. They're a little bit fan wanky to each other, right? It is a little bit mutually masturbatory between the two doctors, which is a bit of a disturbing image. I don't know if I'll ever get out of my head. And biggest problem is the logo on it, quite frankly. I mean, what it would tell you, but they don't have a choice.
You've got a hat on your hat stand.
Well, yes.
I can't remember the last time I wore a hat.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of that, him geeking out about himself, right? There's a lot of that, which I don't like it. So yeah, that's it. Basically, you got my review. It's somewhat inconsequential, much like the last one. Yeah, it really should have been 2 discs, much like the last one. Or they should have released all 3 discs in one set, because it's just a bit inconsequential. Okay, here's what I was talking about: the generations of this new generation of writers just aren't good enough. Because the Gary Russell wrote episode 2 on this Avalon set on the first one, and that was fantastic. That episode alone was great. So I just think they should really be bringing back their older talent, because it was so much better, right? It was just so much better. Yeah, the throwback was a really good one, and Blackwater was much better than Terra Firma, which was very weak, I think. In hindsight, fine. So we looked at that. So let's look at this. This is hilarious. Yeah, 1 second. I'll go here. This was sent to me. Who was it sent to me by? I think by PD Rich. It's really funny. And here's the thing. It's so typical. Here we go. Google's head of diversity is slammed for saying Jews have an insatiable appetite for war and killing. We really don't. We really don't. In 2007 blog post, which argued they should have more compassion because of the Holocaust. This is such a idiot's view of things. It really is. It's basically saying 2 and 2 it's not adding up to me. So it must be you're wrong, not I have anything wrong, right? That's basically where it is. I haven't done the chat in forever. Let me have a quick look. Dead DC, how you doing, sir? Robert Schloman, how are you? Any resumes? Don't say Jack, don't say about it. It's a sign to be all butt plug for Captain Jack. They're all butt plugs, baby. They're all butt plugs. Yeah, but again, that would have been much better, right? Oh, Tazal Sarah's here. How you doing, sir? Okay, I think I caught everybody. The Dead DC. I said I should did. I know we're Dead DC, but okay, close enough. What's it? Yeah, somebody saying I just saw you talking about Gaiman. I think the casting being woke is all we're gonna get. I can see Gaiman allowing writing to be woke and all in your face politics. Gaiman isn't that kind of dude. Well, he appears to. I mean, I don't know. He appears to be being really stupid about this, right? He's really being dumb, like purposely obtuse. And it's not good. Yeah, no, he's. I think he's purposely being like. We'll look at what he's doing in a minute, which is like really disingenuous. Like a lot of stuff he said is just really disingenuous. I mean, listen, look. The bottom line is this. Yes, I understand. Death, the character, reflected much like Dream, reflects the eye of the beholder. Death has been black. Death has been Chinese. Death has been. But the predominant view of death, from us looking at in our Western culture, has been a very, very white-skinned woman, like basically Winona Ryder, right? As a goth. That's the character of death. That's who you presented to us as the character. So. You say, you haven't seen her in makeup, you haven't seen her in costume. I don't know. It just seems, you got a white face her? That seems weird. That seems like something you shouldn't do. And also seems something that I just think when we see it, it's going to look like, that's shit. It's going to be like obviously bad. I think it's just going to be like, I think it's a huge, but like for him to, and he's acting like, the death and the picture of the black girl are indistinguishable. Like what? How can you what? But they're the same. I don't understand. Like no, they're not. One's Winona Ryder as a goth, and one's a black girl. That's different. And he deleted this tweet about like when you change things so much. Like if you have like Batman is a a newspaper reporter with a yellow trench coat who has a bat, then it's not Batman anymore. I think, and the look of death inside is, I think, is very, 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 very central, right? I mean, that's why it did so well. It was like a cool juxtaposition of it's like somewhat ironic. There's a lot about it that was funny, right? It's just and this is also, look, I think also we're going to look at it as funny, like how when we look back at this era, about how excruciating we were. Anyway, but it's okay to not like Jews. In a 2000 blog post that they, so like, can you imagine if anybody they didn't like? Jim Davison had this in a blog post from 2007. Forget it, he's over. So this guy is Camus Bob with 2 B's. Is also an equity and computing don at Georgia Tech. What the hell does that mean? Wrote a 2007 blog post which remains on his website entitled "If I Were a Jew." Bob writes, "If I were a Jew, I would be concerned about my insatiable appetite for war and killing. Maybe war and killing in defense of myself. Maybe your viewer thinks it's good. Maybe." This is something that's going to blow your mind. Maybe your entire narrative comes from people who hate Jews. Could that be, as in the Hamas, right? Does your entire narrative come from radical Islamists? Radical Islamists don't like Jews, and they also fib to demonize Jews, right? It's like so. If you're confused, I can see you going, well, I can't understand how they're so terrible, right? If you're look at the Jews, I don't understand how they're so terrible. Maybe they're not. I don't know. He invokes about real crystal nut, Yahtzee pogrom again, blah blah blah, and Frank to question why Jewish people lack compassion. Again. You are treating the allegations made by people who hate Jews because they're Jews, right? Again, Hamas is in their charter to kill Jews wherever they can find them. Not Israelis, Jews. Right? And that's where I think you're probably getting your information from. But let's go ahead, right? But you don't question that because I don't know. Maybe I think that is the anti-Semitism, right? It's not that he's parroting anti-Semitic libels. It's that he has no ability to question if they are, right? That's really it. Where you just like, oh yeah, obviously, yeah, obviously they eat babies. Yeah, obviously. That guy told me that. Yeah, that jihadist told me that. Google's head of diversity has been slammed for. I mean, like, he's a head of diversity. At this point, I mean, that's the real, like, shouldn't Google have Googled him? Really? Have more of an say. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We said it already. Is a equity in computing, Don. Okay, I just read all this. What? How is it saying it again? My greatest torment would be that I misinterpreted identity offered by my history and transposed spiritual and human compassion with self-righteous impunity. The academic. Again, let's look at it rather than your broad spectrum, right? Let's look at anything specific, because whenever you get specific, like, for example, they'll say, well, I mean, because they'll think they're educated. Okay, well, you are ethnically cleansing the Sheikh Jarrah houses that have been in Palestinian hands for generations. Your state is forcing them out, and then you're putting Jews in their place to change the population by slowly wither away. This is one of the ways you're awful. Okay. So no, that's not actually what's happening. This is exact. Remember when John Oliver said it's a housing dispute? It is a housing dispute. They haven't paid rent in 70 years. If you want to go in more detail, the reason they stopped paying rent is because the Jewish owners of the houses were ethnically cleansed in 1948, which is something that doesn't bother you. So according to the website, Bob is a global lead for diversity and strategy research. Yeah, exactly. See, this is why the world is falling apart. This is why the world is falling apart. That it's because these people control it. That's essentially why. This is why the world's. It's incredible. It's just incredible. And like if there was a checklist for the end of days, it keeps getting checked off. Like my theory is this: that as things go on, every strata of power, every structure of power and infrastructure of power will become evil, right? Like if somebody's in power, it's probably because they're evil, right? I mean, on every level, it won't be like presidential. I'm saying it will be like the person in charge of your co-op, whatever, whoever wills power will wield it evilly. I'm seeing lots of number ones. Press number one. If you have, there you go. I like number one. Oh, thank you for everybody who pressed number 1 and 2. Thank you very much. I've seen that in the chat. I was like, well, what's that about? Well, there you go. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Where was I? I was talking about we were talking about diversity. Oh yeah. Every strata of power. So in Israel, we've just got. Let me see how it's going. So we'll look at my 2 Israeli news sites I go to. So this is a more straight one called Times of Israel. This is a more responsible one. This one's more left leaning. The other one's more right leaning. Fine. So this is this is bad news, right? This is bad news. This means that we have this very left-wing government now, which is. I look. They probably made a deal with Biden already to restock the Iron Dome. I believe they've already got like $1 billion like rearming of it, because each one of those missiles costs like about $10,000. So I think that the idea is just they can run rings around Biden. I think it's really how they worked it out. That's how things seem to be going down. But it's a very, very weak coalition because it needs Arabs in the Arab partners in the coalition who actively hate Jews. So this is a big check mark in the end of days scenario. Yeah. So let's have a look at this one. Israel National News, which is the more religious right-wing leading one. They're probably like, the world's on fire! The world's on fire! Most important promises freeing us from chaos. Actually, that's interesting. That's their headline, because we haven't had a government for 2 years. Because we've had 4 elections, and the way things work in Israel, it's very proportional representation. So no one gets a majority. You have bigger parties that get like 16, 18, whatever, but you need 62. So you have to form a coalition. Well, because the country, much like the world, is split so evenly along ideological grounds, we every time we come up with 50-50 and nobody can form a coalition, right? So this is the first time it's happened, but people think it's a very shaky one. But I hope it goes long enough that it can legalize weed, right? That's the 2 reasons, right? That's the one reason they haven't legalized weed in Israel. They haven't had a government to do it. Again, it depends with what you mean by in your face politics. Going over the chat. Anybody I missed? Okay, fine. So let's go over the bounding into comics. Anything else going on in the news? Yeah, but Lapid's bad news. Bounding into comics. Petition calls for Amazon to keep Unity out Lord of the Rings series. Yeah, Lord of the Rings fans, I'm not happy with that. Warner Brothers thinks the Batman is terrible. May delay again till 2023. That's a rumor I could believe. That's a rumor I could totally believe. You wanted to see this fan site describes it as woke god, and this also looks fun. Alabama attorney dunks on Disney Star Wars after 9. Okay, this is what we got to start with. Okay. Alabama Attorney General Marshall added his voice to the growing chorus of dunking on Disney Star Wars trilogy. How? Where? Did he leave a an official court thing in a rule? Okay, in the ruling, took a shot at Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy in a ruling regarding a class action lawsuit against ConAgra Food. Okay, I love this judge already. In the ruling, Judge naturally used Disney Star Wars films as an analogy in comparing the statement that ConAgra made there regarding Western Oil's use of the phrase 100% natural. Okay, so he said, under settlement agreement, Congra agreed to refrain from marketing Western as 100% natural. That sounds great, except Congra already abandoned the strategy in 2017, 2 years before the parties hammered out their agreement. For reasons it claimed were unrelated to any other litigation. Even worse, Congra promised not to use the phrase 100% natural on Western Oil appears meaningless because Congra no longer owns Western Oil. In reality, this promise is about as meaningful and enduring as a proposal in the final rose ceremony of The Bachelor. Simply put, Richardson, the new owner of Western Oil, can I assume the 100% natural label at the time, which is thereby depriving the class of any value theoretically afforded by the injunction? Congra thus essentially agreed not to do something over which it lacks power to do. Okay. He then wrote the Star Wars sequel trilogy. That is George Lucas promising to do more mediocre and schlocky Star Wars sequels shortly after selling the franchise to Disney. Such promise will be illusionary. In a footnote, he specifically referred to The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker. He wrote, evidently by Disney production, The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker. Was it? He wrote, as evident by production, Last of Skywalker and the Rise of Skywalker. Wow. That's described as mediocre, schlocky. No, but is now Rise of Skywalker is mediocre and schlocky is now a matter of law. I love that. Oh my god, that is so funny. Oh my god. Extremely proud to be a victory from as soon as my only regret is I have been able to unsave them from the huge disaster of the Disney Star Wars sequel. Yes, okay. We appreciate your work. We appreciate it. So we talked about Neil Gaiman. Do we need to talk about Hobby City? I mean, Hobby City was cancelled. Hobby City was cancelled because it wasn't diverse enough or something along that. I mean, we can read the article, but I mean, who really cares? Honestly, my feeling is they're using it to get curry favor against the government towards them, right? By taking away things people like. I think this is why they're going to cancel Doctor Who. By the way, they're going to say, well, we can't make it anymore. It's basically to get people to be mad at the government, right? And I think it's going to be hugely backfire because it's done by the BBC. Dean King calls out woke Hollywood elite Seth Rogen for his take on cancel culture. Oh, I love Dean King. Yes, Seth Rogen, you are an embarrassment to every Jew. Please stop being Jewish, okay? You just stop with the Jewy thing. You go and have whatever. Have some bacon, baby. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You're free, okay? I set you free. But over here we have a good Jew. Yes, I understand Wonder Woman 84 was awful, but come on. Patty Jenkins is fault for that. So they wanted to delete a tweet praying for an end to the Israel-Palestinian conflict. No, don't do it, and she won't do it. She's tough as nails. I hope she won't do it anyway. So yeah, this one fascinated me. This one totally fascinated me. They've been trying to cancel him for a while. So R.I.P. Sebastian Stan. So what is it? They got people mad. Where is it? So firstly, this is what he looks like in his as Tommy as Tommy Lee. By the way, have you seen what's her name? Lily. What's her name? What's her name? Lily James. Lily James playing Pamela Anderson. Okay, 1 second. Whoa. That's something we have to stop and look at. Okay, Lily James and Pamela Anderson, freaking incredible. Because look, Lily James has always been stunningly beautiful, right? She's just stunningly beautiful. But she's not like, I mean, she's she wasn't. How can I put this? She seemed like regular, not. Here we go. I think this says everything. Okay, she seemed like a regular, normal build, very, very beautiful woman. Not like Pamela Anderson, right? Well, I mean, look at that. I think the one on the left is Lily James, right? It's yeah, man, it's really impressive. I one of the best special effects I've ever seen. So the one on the left is Lily James. Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're prosthetic. It looks like, I don't know what happened, but I think it should happen more often. Quite frankly, I'm all on board, right? I'm a fan, Lily. What can I tell you? I'm a big fan. There we go. Let's go back to bounding in the comics. So they're after canceling Sebastian Stan, who so obviously should play Luke Skywalker. Was it a few weeks ago? Stan shared an image of him as Tommy Lee praying to a statue of Buddha for a World Meditation Day, and what prompted a very predictable knee-jerk reaction from social justice warriors accusing actual cultural appropriation. No, really, get out of here. Tugs also revealed Sebastian Stan, like the movie I, Tonya, a movie which he also played a role, but they are focusing on how creepy he was wearing a moustache while rocking in the film. Sebastian Stan just liked all these unstanning. What? Sebastian Stan just liked all of these unstanning. Read the tweet by wherever it is. Tugs did point out, however, the account had been. I have no idea what's going on. And because he liked a bunch of memes about himself from I, Tonya, when he rocked a gross stash, please note the account that posted these have been suspended. Karma. I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand what they're saying. What? I don't understand what I did. What? Honestly, I could sit and try and work it out, but who gives a shit? Really? Honestly, who gives? That's where I am. Like, who gives a shit? These people are freaking crazy. All right, let's have a quick look at the headline from Holby City. Holby City in 23 is confirmed. Difficult decision to conclude a casualty spin-off in March 2022 in order to better reflect and serve all parts of the country. So they're saying they want to move up north where it's cheaper. So look, this could be great. It could be ending the the entertainment bubble of like living, all the attitudes from a tiny bit of like a tiny bit of England. And I'm all up for things being made up north, quite frankly. I think having a more varied outlook would be very good. Let me see. We don't blah, 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 blah. We insisted the program will go on a high. Well, it sounded pretty awful the way they described it. Where's what's her name? What's her name? Joe Martin. Wherever she's not in the photo. She's not in anymore. I thought she had the trans son in it or trans daughter, or I don't bloody know. 23 years over the decision. Blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm struggling to care. I am struggling to care. Genuinely I am. Fine, I don't give a shit. Okay, that's basically where I am. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Fine. Okay, my coffee is done. My coffee is done. That means it's time for dinner. Now I'm hoping. I have 3 kids home right now. My wife has made dinner. I'm hoping. If not, I will persevere and I will work something out. Don't worry about me. I am a hardy man. Darren M, how you doing, sir? How you doing? What the hell? Why the hell are they canceling Hobby City? Basically, because they want to make things from outside of London. But my theory is to make the Tory government look bad. Because I think, they're at war with us, and to make people pissed off. All it's going to do is make people pissed off with the BBC, right? I don't understand how they said it wasn't woke enough, but it's basically, I don't know. I don't know what is woke enough for the BBC. BBC does need to die at this point. Yeah, one thing's for sure, the BBC have to go. That was a Biden drinking movie. Holding back on his head. Oh my God, Biden is just so. I mean, like, here's the thing: they don't even have to pretend to give a shit because the media just like covers everything. But like, he said he'd been in office for 15 months the other day. It's like Kamala Harris still hasn't been to the border. They just declared a state of emergency on the border because it's literally they need to get funds over there and they need to like shore up the wall because Biden's like letting everybody in. It's just a disaster on so many levels. Apparently there's going to be a meat shortage. There's already a chicken shortage. I know there's a labor shortage. People won't work because minimum wage is too high. It's too because they're getting too much money for not working. So I don't want to tell you. It seems to be a disaster. But and then Fauci apparently lied his okay. Here's what happened with what I think happened with Fauci and Corona, right? I think he, through his inefficiency, gave money that was then used for, what's it called again? Restoration of function or something of function, right? Which basically means you get something super bad and then you can, you have to build up the virus to do that. Right, so and it's like a big no-no, right? So that's why he was saying no, it can't have been done in a lab, even though he knew it was done in a lab, because I think he approved funding that was then used for it, and then they didn't realize because then it was, some of these subsequent emails said, "Oh yeah, we paused funding because of that." If you pause funding, that means so. I think he's terrified he's going to be found out as being somebody who funded, the pandemic. I don't think he did it on purpose, but I think that's what went down. Cam, how you doing? So there you go. I get a bit of political commentary. I gotta go. I'm tired now. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Have a very good evening. I'm clicking the end broadcast button. I'm clicking.